Welcome to the void, where the alarms fall silent and the cosmos tastes of terror. We warmly invite you to listen to a story where every decision could be your last. This is Gamma Leporis, Act V, The Architect's Grave. Interior of the colony. Graham, Jan will call the Marines. Good job, Sammy. They're getting closer. Immediately to the second gate. Is everyone here? John, close it, shouted the captain. Unfortunately, their attempt was interrupted by one of the creatures that had attacked them in the warehouse. Its clawed hands grabbed the falling steel plate and, despite the mechanism's effort, began to lift it again. At the same moment, the captain grabbed his revolver, and the sound of the gunshot echoed through the corridors. The wounded creature let go, and the door closed with a hiss. "John, weld the door shut," yelled the agent as they heard powerful blows on the steel plate. "What was that?" John repeated his question. "Some new life form, unknown to us." "I've had enough of this nonsense, Mr. Belov," John shouted. "That's why we're here," he said, pointing the shotgun at the backpack. "What's this?" "It's the company's secret. My friends died because of it," the captain shouted. "If it threatens my crew, you'll pay." John, ever the pragmatist, wiped sweat from his brow. "What was that thing?" He repeated, his voice tight. "Some new life form, unknown to us," Belov replied curtly. "I've had enough of this nonsense, Mr. Belov," John roared. "That's why we're here. What's in that backpack?" she demanded, her voice laced with suspicion. "It's the company's secret," Belov said cryptically. "My friends died because of it," the captain shouted, his grief turning into a cold fury. "If it threatens my crew, you'll pay," he said evenly. Belov held up a hand in a placating, his voice smooth as silk. "Calm down. There's no reason for aggression towards me. Let's focus on finding a way out of here." Samantha wasn't convinced. There was something off about Belov, something he wasn't telling them. But she knew the captain was right. Dwelling on their suspicions wouldn't help them now. "Captain, unfortunately, he's right," she admitted grudgingly. "We can't stay here," John chimed in. "It'll take days for the Marines to gather." "I know, Samantha, I know," the captain sighed, pinching the bridge of his nose. "I need a moment," he said finally. "So did I," Samantha offered softly. "I started flying with Jack when I was just a rookie pilot. The weight of their shared loss hung heavy in the air. It's time to move, Captain," John said gently but firmly. "These doors won't hold them for long." "You're right, John," the captain nodded, a flicker of determination returning to his eyes. "Let's go," he said, his voice hoarse but steady. "But first, I need to find out what happened here." Keep the agent occupied. A new surge of urgency coursed through them. They had to find a way out, and they had to find out what secrets Belov was hiding. Upon entering the commander's quarters, his eyes were immediately drawn to the maps, illuminated by flickering light scattered on the metal desk. On the wall behind it hung a photo of the entire 40-person colony crew, and a chair turned towards the entrance. The walls were partially adorned with imitation wood. On the right side of the room, there was an open book lying on a pillow, partly obscured by a curtain from the bed. In the left corner of the room stood an imitation fireplace. "Cozy here," thought Graham, approaching the desk, turning the chair around, and sitting on it, looking at the maps. They mainly depicted the terrain of the planet, with the distribution of potential deposits. One, however, was entirely different, bearing the Astro Dynamics Group logo and showing a plan of tunnels directly beneath the colony. Under this map that he found a letter. Lucas Dietrich, January 30th, 2175. The intelligence data was correct. What we thought was an impact crater is, in reality, the ship of an alien civilization hidden in the rocks. After months of digging, on January 1st, we reached it. The expedition group broke into its interior. According to Dynamics plans, they reached the chamber at which point contact was lost. They returned after 2 hours in damaged suits. One of the members had a creature wrapped around him. When attempting to remove it, the colonist died, and we retrieved an embryo from him. After a few days, 10 colonists descended into the chamber and intentionally allowed themselves to be attacked. When some parasites jumped out of their chests, I ordered them to seal the shaft. However, it didn't help, and after a few days, there was an emergency reactor shutdown, and the repair team disappeared without a trace. And hell broke loose at the station. Some creatures attacked the remaining survivors. Panic ensued, and most boarded ship and fled. I hope there were no infected among them. I am here. I'm gonna overload the reactor. The colony needs to be destroyed. Did you find something, Luck? Yes, we'll talk when we get out of here. On board the Zomiren, sitting hunched over the communication console, Jan watched in morbid fascination as the events in the colony unfolded on the screen. The image flickered and distorted, the flickering emergency lights casting an unsettling dance of light and shadow across the scene. Captain Graham's voice, laced with urgency, crackled through the speakers, followed by the unmistakable staccato of gunfire. In the distance, a flickering orange glow illuminated a section of the corridor, hinting at the flames Samantha had unleashed. A piercing scream tore through the distorted audio, followed by a chorus of inhuman shrieks. Jan's stomach lurched as he saw Samantha and the others, their forms twisted in a horrifying tableau, pinned against the wall by unseen forces. Then, a monstrous form emerged from the darkness, vaguely spider-like in its grotesqueness, its glistening carapace reflecting the flickering flames with an unnatural sheen. A primal tremor of fear ran through Jan, momentarily eclipsing the cold satisfaction that had been steadily rising within him. With a twisted smile that sent a shiver down his own spine, Jan reached out and keyed in a single, chilling message. Nest presence confirmed. The words hung heavy in the air, being a deadly signal to the stranded crew and a signal to his principals. Mission accomplished. Thank you for listening, and please join me for the next episode. Sound effects courtesy of www.zapsplat.com.